Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well and welcome to my World Cup 2018 prediction video. I mean, this is the place where you come to see a man absolutely fail at footballing knowledge. This is going to be awful when I look back at it at the end of the World Cup. It's going to be really quick, guys. I'm not going to spend hours going through each reason why. I'm just going to show you what I think the results are. So yeah, really without further ado, guys, let's just get into each individual group, shall we? Because that's all you're here to see. Right, Group A, there we go. Boom. Russia 2-1 today. You know, I think at the end of the day that they'll start really well because obviously they've got Saudi Arabia. I don't think they'll qualify, unfortunately, Russia. Sorry about that. I think it's going to be Uruguay and Egypt. I think Egypt, even without Salah, then I think if Salah's definitely 100% fit, then yes, definitely. Even without him, I think they will actually pip you to the post on this one. Saudi Arabia, unfortunately, yeah, I can't really see you getting much. I'll put you down a goal though, so I've put at least your score in a game. I think they're quite good in possession, but from what I've seen, they just like to pass around a little bit too much sometimes, and they've got no kind of cutting final edge. And from Russia's point of view, I mean, I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't see you getting through. I think it's definitely Uruguay's there for the taking in this group. But yeah, one of the more duller groups, I suppose I'd say. Group B, now the juicy stuff starts to happen. What a cracking opener to Group B. Spain versus Portugal. I've got Spain winning that one. I've also got Spain topping the group, as you can see there. Second to Portugal. I think it's going to be a really tough group for Morocco and Iran. I think they'll get a point. And that'll just be against each other, and even that one, you know, I'm probably even now starting to doubt. I'm thinking Morocco will probably win that one. I can't really see Iran doing much in this, unfortunately. I do think it's Spain then Portugal, purely because of the fact that obviously they'll face each other. It's a decent group. To be fair, I like this group quite a lot. But who knows? I mean, Portugal could shock Spain. But I think for me, there's too much depth of quality in the Spanish team, and I think they're going to be taking top spot. I've actually predicted they'll win all three of their games as well. Which, to be fair, if they do beat Portugal, then they're going to do, aren't they? Really, they're going to beat Morocco, and they're pretty much going to beat Iran. But knowing my luck, this will probably be completely wrong. Iran to win the group. Group C, another cracking group here, with my dark horses of the tournament in Peru. As you can see, they're sitting in second position. I've put France to win all three games. I think, you know, unfortunately, Australia, I've got you down for a bit of a drubbing in the first game, which hopefully might wake you up a little bit, which then I'll put you in the second game getting a point. And then I think, unfortunately, you might lose to Peru in the last game, which sends you home on just 1 point. Denmark, for me, I don't know. It's just something about Peru that I'm thinking. You know, they've gone 15 games unbeaten since this. They've beaten some, they've got results against a decent Argentine 11 as well. They've got some good results on the road, and you know, unbeaten in 15 of the last games. The last time I think they lost a competitive game was in the last World Cup. Which goes to show, you know, that they've been on a decent run of form. So for me, France top, winning all three games, then Peru, and unfortunately sending Denmark and the Aussies home. So, sorry, Australia, because I know a few people actually do watch my video in Australia as well. We then move on to Group D. Now this one for me was the hardest, probably the hardest one to do. I couldn't really call it. I've changed my mind so many times on this one. At some points I had Iceland finishing third. It's the hardest one to call. I'm not too sure how Nigeria will cope in Russia with the weather. Argentina actually were one of our teams which I thought would actually go out of the group stages, but then looking at things, I'm like, well, how can they? I think, you know, they're going to pick up results. This one for me is the one that I'm probably going to get wrong, which means I'll probably get this one bang on. Like, even the results will be spot on with this one. I've put Argentina and Croatia to go through, but it could easily have been any way round of this group for me. This was the one I spent the longest amount of time on, and I'm still, even now looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. For me, I mean, even Croatia and Nigeria could go through. Iceland and Nigeria, I mean, look, that's what I've gone with. It's now on record, but yeah, I'm not confident with this one at all, guys. I think I've messed up, to be fair. Then move on to a slightly easier group in Group E. Brazil winning all three games, I think, in this one. I think they're going to dominate all three of these games. I have put them conceding a goal, and even then I was a bit like, will they even concede a goal? For me, I think Serbia will possibly come second. They've just got a little bit more strength in depth than Costa Rica and Switzerland. However, even like now, again, just thinking about things after I've done this, I'm possibly thinking Costa Rica could be another surprise team in this World Cup. They could, you know, they didn't play too badly against England. It wasn't a terrible performance from them. So they actually might beat Switzerland, and Switzerland might go home with nothing. So I might have got that a bit wrong, but I'm not going to change my mind. These are down now. I've set them, and yeah, Brazil first, Serbia second, Switzerland, Costa Rica. Well, to be fair, they are joint because it's joint goal difference. Everything's the same. So yeah, both finishing third, I suppose. Can that even happen? Group F. Another fairly easy group, this one for me. I had it down in my head straight away that it's going to be Germany and Mexico. Some people obviously are saying Sweden. I'm not really seeing it myself. I'm not really seeing what they're seeing in terms of this. I don't know where they're getting the results and which players are going to be forming. I think Mexico, they've got some good pacey players in their squad. I think they're going to be possibly defending quite a bit, but then catching people on a lot of counter-attacks. Germany, again, topping the group with all 3 games being a victory. The only potential slip-up, I think, possibly could be the first game against Mexico. And I think once they've got past that one, I don't think Sweden should cause them too much problems. And unfortunately, I can't see South Korea doing too well. I have put them down again for scoring a goal. I just think it's a really tough group for South Korea, this one. There are 3 good teams in that group with them. And I just think it's going to be really hard for them to actually pick up anything at all. If they get a point, I think that's a decent result for them. Group G, England's group. This one was really hard for me because I didn't want to see England biased at all. But you know, I've put England finishing top, but it is just on goal difference, and that purely relies on results against Tunisia. It wasn't Panama at one point. I was thinking, you know, one team might win 3, one team might win 4, or one team might win 4-0, one team might win 5-0. Who knows? Because one of the teams could concede against Panama, so who knows? But I think the game against Tunisia, I've put England scoring 1 more than Belgium. I don't know why. Just because I wanted England to top the group, probably. But yeah, I kind of hope this is actually, I don't really know. Either way, if we come first or second, it's Brazil or Germany, pretty much, isn't it? We're pretty much guaranteed Brazil or Germany in the quarterfinals. So, I mean, either way, it's a horrible run for England. So, I mean, it might even be better for us to finish second. Who knows? But yeah, that's the group. Last group, and we go into Group H. This one was the second hardest one to pick for me. I was in this group in the FM World Cup. I actually managed Poland, and the group kind of did finish like this, to be fair. Actually, Poland finished bottom though. Japan actually took it. But I don't think Japan, unfortunately, are going to have a really tough time. I think they've got a good few young players that I'm hearing about now in the ranks, but I think they kind of, you know, can maybe, you know, set the world alight just yet. But I think they'll give a really good account of themselves. I don't think they're going to get completely, absolutely hammered in each game. I've only got them scoring 1 goal, to be fair. But I don't think they're going to get absolutely whitewashed by every single team. I mean, the 3-0 against Colombia, that's probably been a little bit favourable to Colombia. But yeah, I think it's going to be Colombia and Senegal. I just think Poland, just from managing them, they just actually haven't got that much of a decent squad when you look at it. They've got 3 or 4 really good players, and then yeah, just not really much else for me. Well, we then move on to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, blah blah blah, whatever all this last round of 16 is. That's all the breakdown you can see there. I've obviously got Portugal beating Uruguay, France beating Croatia, Brazil beating Mexico, England beating Senegal, Spain beating Egypt. The only shock of the tournament so far is Peru beating Argentina. And then we've got Germany beating Serbia and Colombia losing out to Belgium. I think that's pretty straightforward. I think that's what most people kind of predicted, that this was did get down to the last 16 apart from the Peru result maybe. We then move on to the quarterfinals. We've got France beating Portugal, then got Brazil just beating England. Either way, I think this is where England go out. If we do get any further than this, then I think it's a massive round of applause to the team. But I think, unfortunately, quarterfinals is got to be our minimum expectation and also our maximum expectation at the same time. Then we've got Spain, unfortunately, knocking out my team, which I'd just love if they just went further, Peru. Peru are my team I'm supporting other than England, obviously, this year. And then Germany beating Belgium, which I think will be a very, very tight game. But I think Germany will edge it just. We then have France versus Brazil and Spain versus Germany in the quarter-finals. And I do have, the semi-finals. And I do have both teams picking up a 2-1 draw, leaving it to a Germany-Brazil final. Obviously a repeat of not the final, but a repeat of a classic game which happened not too long ago. I think Germany will come out on top and win the World Cup this year around, but there won't be a 7-1 whitewash. I think it's going to be a very tight affair. and I think it'll be 1-1, and I think it'll be an extra time goal that wins it. I think it's going to be a very cagey affair. I don't think it's going to be... Brazil, for me, actually were favourites going into it, but just something in the back of my mind is just telling me, yes, Germany, you know, they haven't been playing that well. But when it comes to tournaments, I don't know what it is about Germany in tournaments. It doesn't matter what their performance is like prior to performance. It's like the opposite of England. They just seem to pick up on the day and perform really well. And so I'm going for Germany to win, Brazil second, Spain third, and France in fourth. Well then guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this one. Let me know in the comment sections down below your predictions for the World Cup, who you think's going to win it, any surprise results, if you agree with anything I've said. Most of you will probably disagree with most of what I've said. Yeah, you know, who's your winners, who's your runners up, third place and fourth place, that kind of good stuff. And yeah, it's going to be really fun to watch this back in a few weeks' time and just see how badly wrong I've got it. But hopefully you'll enjoy the World Cup, and yes, I will catch you all very, very soon.